Hello everyone. So in this video I will show some interesting effects that Russ Grease from RWG Research was pointing out and demonstrating in regards to energy not being consumed with capacitors and such, and testing that using my coil here. Yeah. This thing. I'm going to test and show what the effects I got using first these kind of capacitors, 2 microfarads with as high voltage ones, as you can see, 1300 volts. That's why they are large in size. I'm also going to test using these electrolytic caps. This way. I have 2 at 2.2 microfarads and upside down. There you can see 1 microfarads, 50 volts are these. And what the seeming effect is with different voltage and values. So let's see if I can place this here so you can actually see what's happening on the scope. Kind of. When I do things. So first... Oh, and one other thing I want to point out. That I had an interesting effect with the diodes, and that was actually in regards to if I measure on this side or this side. Will be charging up that one, discharging in the first cycle into that one, or if the diode's there, then that one will then have the energy. But there's actually interesting effect happening measuring on that side. I can actually show that one first if I can manage it. Kind of. Hope you can see it. Right. Wiring. Let's see if I can get this the first try. If things actually work here. Nope. Apparently not. Something is disconnected or something. Oops. Of course it doesn't work at first. It never does. There you go. There you can see the effect happening apparently between the discharging capacitor and the coil? No, I don't know. But if I measure on the other side of the diode, which is the side facing the capacitors actually receiving it, it might not be accurate now because I haven't discharged it, but it's mostly, as you can see. Let me discharge it then. So you actually get a more accurate effect. You can see it's just normal. It transfers from one side to the other through the mechanism that he showed. But again, if I measure on the side of the diode facing the inductor and not the capacitor, meaning the cathode of it, let me discharge it first. Oops, no. No, it didn't want again. You see, there is a interesting that goes way below zero, so to speak. You don't see the entire thing because it's below the screen, but still it goes below the zero line, that oscillation happening there. And if I zoom in on it, wrong way. Can kind of maybe see what's going on. Somewhat. It's not a accurate oscillation, but still. It's kind of messy. But yeah. Don't know why that is, but that's an effect I notice. Without the diode, of course. Let's just short it, actually. It's easier than actually doing some. Or, yeah. Connecting things, these wires actually don't go into here because they're very thick, but it works kind of. So let's now see without diode how it oscillates in the with these capacitors in my version of the coil, Vortex coil. Nope. What's going on here? And I need to discharge you. Oh, you're not even connected now. Haha. Preparations. I thought I was prepared, but I was not. There we go. Let's see if things will work now. That's not... Oh, right. You are not where you're supposed to be. There you go. And let's have it like that. Then you usually will see more. Let's do it one more time. And discharge it first. So it actually has a fair bit of oscillations, but let's see what happens when I exchange these capacitors with the 2.2 my 50 volts electrolytic capacitors, which is 50 volts they are rated at, as opposed to 1300 volts, 1.3 K, or however you want to term it. let's see if things is now connected and working as it's supposed to. And now I have not changed any settings on the oscilloscope. And it oscillates less because it seems to lose the value faster when it's either it's because it's electrolytic or it's because of less voltage rating. Don't know. But if I exchange the receiving cap with a 1 microfarads one, you can see that's actually, you get a transformer effect, kind of. Because I kind of fooled myself here first, because I thought it was the same, because both are rated at 50 volts, but one is 2.2 and the other is 1 microfarads. But then you get, if things work correctly, which they didn't, let's try that again. Nope. What about this time? Yes. There you can see that it's actually the middle line is higher than the midline, kind of. So when first I noticed this without knowing that there was actually two separate values, I was thinking, huh, do I get over unity here? But I kind of don't. But you can see here that the yellow one goes to max voltage of 32 volts from a starting 26. And using the diode you can actually see that it actually lands there, which I can demonstrate. This basically just shows that the magnetic field that it generated in itself has a transformer effect, if you will. That's how I see it anyway. Let's see. And now I measure on... Well, now you will also see the other effect that I first, so you can see that with this. If things works, which they apparently do not. Oops. But there you see it goes up, and then you have the noise again, because I now measured on the side that goes to the inductor and not to the capacitor. So it goes way off some strange things. I have no idea what's actually happening there. But measuring on the capacitor side of the diode, let's discharge it first. I almost always forget that. And something's not working again. Fun! That's a poor connection somewhere. Will you work now? Nope. What about this time? Yep. And there you can, well, the yellow wasn't at completely zero, but still you see that the receiving cap ends up at a higher voltage then the cap that got the charge first had 26 to 30. So it has some kind of transformer effect, so that's, yeah. That's about what I wanted to demonstrate, so thanks for watching and hope you got something interesting from it. Bye for now.